Watch Mojo. You done fucked up. Hey guys, LunarSpawn27 here, and today I'm going to bring you a discussion slash rant-ish kind of thing, whatever you want to call it, and it's all about the most recent anime list that WatchMojo has made. In case you guys don't know what WatchMojo is, WatchMojo.com, it's a YouTube channel that makes top 10 lists, and some of these top 10 lists involve with anime, and for some reason, whenever they make a top 10 list about anime, whatever topic it may be, there's always some sort of controversy going on. This is about their most recent anime list called the Top 10 Naruto Characters of All Time. Other YouTubers like the Jorshay and Sawyer7Mage have talked about this, and I feel like I should talk about this as well, especially since I've been working on a top 10 list myself, and looking at the likes and dislikes on this video. Yeah, this video is a doozy. So let's talk about who they added in their top 10 list. Now, number 10 is Jiraiya, which I don't have a problem with that, considering that he is one of my favorite characters. I really like Jiraiya. And out of all the legendary Sannin, he's actually the one I like the most. Number 9 is Hinata, which I was surprised that she was ranked higher than Jiraiya, but I don't have a problem with her being in the top 10 list. I mean, I do like Hinata, and she is pretty popular within the fan base and all. Number 8 is Rock Lee, good old Rock Lee. Another one of my favorite characters, so I don't have a problem with him being in this list. He's the underdog you want to root for, and he works so hard to be a great taijutsu ninja, making up for not being able to use ninjutsu or genjutsu. Plus his fight against Gaara in the Chunin exams was awesome. And number 7 is Neji, which I was surprised that he was in the top 10 list, but okay, that's fine. Number 6 is Gaara, no surprise there, considering how popular he is in the Naruto fanbase, and he's also one of my favorite characters as well. Number 5 is Itachi, again, no surprise there. And then we get number 4, and this is where it all goes downhill. Number 4 is Sakura. Number 4, ranked higher than Jiraiya, Neji, Lee, Gaara, even freaking Itachi. She's number 4. Like, are you for real, WatchMojo? Like, okay, this isn't me hating on Sakura. It's just that Sakura is the kind of character that should have been written better, you know? Like, she does have good moments, but then she also has several bad ones too. It's like Kishimoto takes like 5 steps forward with her character, but then takes several steps back. But you'd have to admit, this is really baffling that WatchMojo would rank Sakura as number 4, higher than other characters who were a lot better in the series. And then we have the top 3. Number 3 is Naruto, and number 2 is Sasuke. No surprise there that they'd be this high on the list, but they weren't number 1, which is surprising. So number 1 is Kakashi. Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like Kakashi, and I know he's very popular, but I honestly wouldn't consider Kakashi as number 1. I mean, he is a strong shinobi, he is pretty cool and all, but as a sensei, he's not a very good one. I mean, the majority of part 1, he focused on training with Sasuke, and all he ever did teach to Naruto and Sakura in part 1 is how to climb up trees and the concept of teamwork. It was only until he seriously trained with Naruto in part 2 in Shippuden where he taught him about chakra nature and combining his chakra nature with the Rasengan, creating the Rasen Shuriken, and also the proper way of using his shadow clones. And with Sakura, he just didn't teach her anything. I mean, she was better off trained with Tsunade. I mean, she improved when she was training with Tsunade. Now with Kakashi, and how Kakashi dealt with Sasuke before, you know, he went off to Orochimaru, well, it didn't help. Plus, you know, there's the whole controversy with, you know, that one chapter where he got Obito's Mangekyo Sharingan, which you all know how I felt about that. Okay, now let's go on to their honorable mentions list, the characters that they didn't put on their list. Hashirama, the first Hokage, which, okay, I guess. Ino, I don't know why she would be in the honorable mentions list, but okay, whatever. And then Pain, aka Nagato. one of the main villains of the Naruto series. I can't believe that Pain wasn't in the top 10 list. I feel like he should have been, considering of how much he has done in the series. I mean, capturing the Jinchurikis, extracting the bijous to seal in the Geromazo, not to mention, invading Konoha, rising up into the sky, and then using Shinra Tensei to freaking nuke the entire village. He freaking nuked the entire village using the Shinra Tensei. That was like one of the most holy shit moments in the Naruto series, and he's not even in this list. Okay, continuing on, Shikamaru, which I feel like he should have been in the top 10 list because out of all the rookies, he's actually one of the very few that gets a lot of good character development. I mean, his moments during the Hidan and Kakuzu arc after Asuma died, those were one of his best moments, and I feel like he should have been there, you know? Not to mention how incredibly smart he is, so, yeah, it's a bummer that he's not on the list. And then there's Kiba. Why Kiba? I don't know. They added him in the honorable mentions, but okay, whatever. And that's it. That's all the honorable mentions in this list. They don't even give ones to, like, Orochimaru, one of the main villains of the series. Zabuza, one of the first ones. Minato, Sarutobi, Tobi, aka Obito. Not even freaking Madara Uchiha. But that's not the problem here, their honorable mentions. It's how they do their top 10 lists. For some of the characters, they only give brief descriptions on them in part 1. They don't even touch upon their characters in Naruto Shippuden in part 2. They do to some characters like Sakura. Hell, they even mention about Naruto being the future 7th Hokage. So they do have knowledge about the whole entire Naruto series, which, by the way, the manga has finished. So you'd think in a top 10 list, they would at least mention more about their characters of what they've done in part 2 in Shippuden and go more into detail about it. I mean, when they got to Itachi, they mention about the Uchiha massacre, but they don't even say why he massacred the entire Uchiha clan, which was revealed in part 2, which was one of the surprising plot twists, or the fact that he actually really did love his little brother, despite, what happened to him, but yeah. With Sasuke, they don't even touch upon him leaving Konoha to join Orochimaru to gain power, and what happened to him after he learned about the truth behind Itachi and the Uchiha massacre. With Naruto, they mention about his goal to become Hokage, but they don't even say that he does become Hokage, or even mention how he becomes a hero after defeating Pain, or him being the child of prophecy. Again, details about his character that seemed very important to add into the list, but they failed to do so. Hell, they don't even touch upon Jiraiya's and Neji's deaths in part 2, or how much Neji's character had changed after the Chunin exams. Honestly, it feels like that Watch Mojo didn't use any research and only used brief descriptions on the part 1 series and not the entire whole Naruto series. And you know what? I shouldn't be surprised at this, because for quite some time, they've made some lists that weren't very good. Some are okay, but some just weren't good. For example, there was their top 10 sexiest women in anime. They put 2 characters in Bleach and 2 characters in One Piece. Now, logically, it would make more sense to add like 1 character per series, so that other characters would get a chance into the list, adding other series, but no, they did that, which is honestly not a good idea. And then there was the one that was talked about at least the most, at least in my fan base, the top 10 vampires in anime. The only reason I knew about this was because JoJo fans were voting for Dio to be number 1, and he was number 1 in the polls, but he doesn't even make it into the top 10 list, let alone in the honorable mentions. Alucard was number 1, which is cool and all, but yeah, that was, that was something. And then there was the top 10 anime romances, which Kirito and Asuna were number 1, which I don't understand why they would be number 1. The top 10 anime rivals, which Goku and Vegeta, by the way, weren't number 1, it was Naruto and Sasuke. Like, what the hell? Hell, their last 2 top 10 lists caused some controversy. A week ago, they made a top 10 worst anime intros, and dear lord, look at all the dislikes. Yeah, Watch Mojo pissed off a lot of anime fans. And then there was their top 10 most powerful anime characters of all time. They ranked Goku as number 1 and Saitama from One Punch Man as number 2. Now, ever since One Punch Man came out, there's been debate on whether Goku can defeat Saitama or Saitama can defeat Goku. To be honest, I avoid those kinds of debates because that's something I really don't want to get into. And I get why they would rank Goku as number 1, but he still hasn't defeated Beerus. Beerus is still the strongest character, I'm just saying. But yeah, overall, Watch Mojo, they're not good at making top 10 anime lists. I think you should just avoid watching their anime lists. I don't know if they do any lists that are better in other topics, but if it's anime, I'd say just avoid it. Or if you want to make a top 10 list yourself, just don't do what Watch Mojo does, okay? So yeah, that's basically all I gotta say about this. Honestly, Watch Mojo, you gotta stop, or at least improve on making your anime lists, because seriously, this is just, you're just gonna dig deeper if you keep this up, okay? So yeah, tell me guys, if you've seen their top 10 Naruto characters list, what did you think about it? Did you agree with their list? Did you not agree with their list? And you know what do you guys think about Watch Mojo as a whole? Because honestly, I think they should just stop, like seriously, just do different lists, or at least like be more serious, like put some more research into it. Otherwise, you're just gonna piss off people even more. But then again, it seems that no matter what they do, no matter what anime list they make, they always piss off people. And with that being said, I'm Lunar Spawn 27, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.